In this video, I'm going to walk you through my ultimate job tracker template in Notion. I will show you the tools, the databases that I've created, and everything that will help you find a better job and make the process more enjoyable. So let's get started. Alright, so let's start with some kind of the dashboard of the template where you have the resume, cover letter, and portfolio builder tools. We're gonna dive deeper into these tools in a moment. You also have the quick links, which are references to these tools, or the things you create through these tools. And then you have the today's tasks. So this database, which I prefer to see as a list view, will show you the tasks through a filter that are due today. So anything that you need to do today, you just open the template and it shows there. So let's get started with the resume builder. These three tools are probably the thing that sets this template apart from anything else. I think they're really valuable. And so if you go to the resume builder, you can see there are some things that I've tried here to show you, but let's start with the right portion. So these are some resources that I have found particularly helpful when I was creating my resume to apply for jobs. There are a few resources that you can use. I really highly recommend to check them out. They're really great when you're creating your resume or even changing it, tweaking it, perfecting it. On the left side, you will see there are two sections, the create your resume and current resume. So there is a template button called generate new resume. If you click on it, a resume prototype will be created. I have one here, but I just wanted, for the sake of the video, show to you how to create it. Very simple. You click on it and then we give Notion a minute. Sometimes it takes a second to load. And then you have your resume prototype. I'm not going to get into the details of how to create a resume. That could be for another video. But the important thing is you have a blueprint that you can follow to create your resume. And even better, once you created and finished your resume, you can go on the top right, go to these three dots, click on it, export, and then choose as a PDF. This is a game changer because you can create your resume right in Notion and make it job ready to send to the potential employer. One caveat, make sure to delete these callouts. You see with this little lamp, make sure to delete them because those are just for you and I added to help you create your resume. So click on the 6 dots on the left, delete, and make sure they're not there anymore, okay? And that's pretty much it. I have created also an example of Resume 2022, how it is that the finished, let's say, resume should be. So make sure to reference this. And the other cool thing is you can also create a link in the quick links in the dashboard of this resume. You see there is backlink here. If you click on it, it says it is linked to this page, Ultimate Job Tracker Template. So if you go to the main page, you will see this Resume 2022. That's a link. You click on it and that's your resume. So there are a couple of things. I don't believe that you should have one resume for each job application. I do believe you should have some kind of a backbone of your full resume with all your experience, all your education, everything, but then you should adapt it to your own needs. And that's why I've created this prototype. So if you click on, you see this little gear on the right, you open the template button and you can click on the template resume prototype. I highly suggest you to go inside here and change your resume. Do not change it outside, but change it in here and make it so that it's really very comprehensive of all your experience. And once you do that, you go back and then you generate a new resume and then you make your resume for a specific company. For example, here I said resume as a software engineer for Google. That's a position that you may want to apply, and that's a specific resume for that. And then you keep track of all your resumes, which will give you also kind of an history of what you've done. I think this is very valuable. So make sure to have a comprehensive resume, but also make sure to tailor each resume for the specific job. Let's move on to the cover letter. This is very similar to the resume builder. I'm not going to spend too much time. You have the additional resources that I found very helpful. And then you have generate new cover letter. You can click on it. And this is more so than the resume. Each cover letter should definitely be different than the one you send for a different job. I've attached to give you an example that you can definitely change, or you should change with your information, with the things you want to share. I just think this is a good, I love to have examples. I don't like to go from blank canvases, and so I always try to give examples in my templates. Let's move on to the portfolio builder. This is where things get a little different. So the additional resources, the very first link is why you should have a portfolio. I believe every single professional should have a portfolio. Read that. It's just so powerful to have a repository of all your projects. I also included some links where it will point you to no-code resources to build a website portfolio. If you want to go out from Notion, maybe you want to be a little more thorough or crazy with design, I don't know, you have some resources here. On the left hand you have the usual generate button. When you click on it, you create a portfolio prototype. So as you can see, this is different. You have a different portfolio. As you can see, I've also created a template page, which I'll show you in a moment. But you have here a database with a gallery view where you can show your portfolio to potential employer. How do you show it? You click on the share button and then you copy the link. And when you copy this link, if you paste it in your browser or even an incognito window to prove it that I'm not lying to you, that will show you this page with your portfolio. So even though you really don't want to waste any more time in any no code or even coding your website, there you go. You have a wonderful portfolio that you can build straight from Notion. This new project 4 comes from a template, which you can see from here. So every time you create a new template, you can access this project template, and you can say project 5. You can change the cover with whatever image you want. Project 5. The only thing that I added, which I think is really powerful, you should take care that you always fill it in, is the purpose of the project, the objective, approach, project duration, your role, and the final product overview. So make sure to fill all of these categories, because you can show your employer your role, the objective, how you approach the project. You can give more details and then of course show the project. Okay, and so you have here wonderful examples of projects that you can share, and then your portfolio is ready. I have a portfolio 2022 here. You can also create other portfolio 2023. I think it's really, really valuable. So take time to dive into the portfolio creation. And then let's move on the job application database. That's kind of the most important, I don't want to say the most important, but where you can keep track of your job applications. It's a Kanban board as a default view. I really like Kanban boards for this kind of processes, because it's really easy to see where each piece are. So for example, I'm ready to apply for a software engineer position and I've applied for this position, or maybe I'm in the interview stage for this position, and so on and so forth. And then you can just move on things. Let's go to the table just quickly to see all the properties that I've added, which I think are very valuable for keeping track of all the details that goes into create a job application. So you have the job title, so put the title of the job. You have the company, which we'll see in a moment. It's related to the database, the company tracker. So you click on it and you choose the company that you want. You also have the status. In this case is applied, but this is where the Kanban board creates the divisions. Type, what kind of engineering, marketing, product manager, what kind of job that is. Keywords. Take time to write down the keywords connected to each job, because then you can use those keywords for the resume and the cover letter, because as you know, most of your resumes and cover letters will go through applications that will scan for keywords. So look in the job application and add as many keywords as you can. Then you have a main contact, which is again is related to the contact database for the recruiter name. And then you have some dates that I highly suggest you to keep updated. You have the day that you applied for the job, the day of the interview, the application deadline, and the last communication. These are just dates, and then you click on it and you can change for whatever you want. Then I put two URLs, one to the job description and one to the company website. I really recommend to keep track of both, as you can reference them later. And then I've created a section where you can upload your cover letter. Do you remember you can export your resume, your cover letter? This is a great place to keep track of that. Then there is this nice function that you can, basically it tells you which action you need to do. So if the last communication date is more than 10 days from today, so let's say today is December the 29th, my last communication on December 4th, it's more than 10 days, the formula will tell you you need to follow up, you need to do something. If I change the last communication to, let's say, the 28th, good, great. Nothing you need to do because it's less than 10 days. Now, 10 days is not a magic number, but I do think if you are actively trying to find a job and nothing has happened in the past 10 days, you need to do something, okay? And then you have two checkbox, which you have CV sent, and if it's a remote work, you know, in the age of the pandemic, I think it's good to see which one are remote and which are not. And then you have all the tasks related to that job, which is a relation to the task manager. All right, let's move on to contacts database. This is where you can keep track of the recruiter names or the people that you network with. So if you click on the person, you can, you know, add the cover, change the icon, change the name, change the company, which is related to the company tracker, email, phone, which job application, last contacted, and then you can put any information you want. So I think this is extremely valuable, as much as the job application. Every job that I had did not come from applying for a job, but it came from networking. And then I applied, but network came first. And so keep track of your contacts, keep track of your network. I think this is super important. And then you have the company tracker, which is kind of similar, but it's easier and smaller. You just connect it to the job application. So that position is connected to the company, which is connected to the main contact. It's all related. And so you can have all the pieces and keep track of all the pieces. You can also see how many jobs you're applying for which company. If you get ejected 10 times from the same company, maybe it's time to change it. All right, let's move to the last piece, which is the task manager. And then, as you can see here, you have some properties, a very simple task manager, which is embedded in the template, which I think it makes it easier to use it. You have a done, which I always like to have it done. You can make a check. You have the task name. You have the project. I call project basically the event or the application, because in GTD style, every project or everything that has multiple steps involved with, it's a project. And so this is a project. As a roll-up comes the company. So let's say that I take out the area manager. You see I don't have the company anymore. If I need to prepare the resume for this, the company comes. If I have connected, of course, the company with the job. You also have a due date if you need to keep track of when you want to do things. I also like to add reminders. So let's say for tomorrow, I need to do this, and I have a reminder and then a due date. All right, I think that's pretty much it for the template. In the description below, you will find the link for my Gumroad page to go grab this template. You will see up here somewhere that will show my two other videos that I have on my habit tracker, how to create a habit tracker, and my ultimate financial tracker, which I think there are two really good videos to learn Notion and to see the templates and how they can help you keep track of your habits or your finances. So if you have some time, go watch the videos. On my Gumroad page, you also have those templates. Feel free to grab them. I thank you for watching the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I haven't been as consistent as I would like to, but I am in the process of getting more into the YouTube area and sphere. I love making videos, and I love to help you guys be more productive with Notion. I will also add more videos on productivity in general, life advices, how to actually put in perspective productivity with life. I'm also getting into coding and web development, so I'm probably gonna put some cool stuff with that. So anyway, I have some cool projects for 2022. This is the last video for 2021. I'm grateful again for you for watching it. Subscribe to the channel and see you next time.